Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. The rifle category post season 3 reloaded is super competitive. They made a lot of changes to either buffing or nerfing certain weapons that ended up resulting in a much tighter balance between the weapons, or with the adjusted TTK stats against armor, made some other guns even better. And so today we are breaking down the top 5 best rifles in order right now. Starting first, surprisingly, at number 5, I've got the Hemlock. You might be saying, what? The Hemlock's been like the #1 rifle for some time now. There's no way this adjustment was that big with Season 3 Reloaded, and quite frankly, to gameplay, it wasn't actually that big, but the other rifles now just seem so much more consistent, especially when you look at the overall combination shot TTK. The Hemlock's is actually a decent bit slower than the other 4 on this list in the mid-range and even over the long range as well. So the main thing that's keeping this in the conversation right now is just how easy it is to use, but post Season 3 Reloaded, this is a different gun. So, you know, keep that in mind. Easy, but it's a little bit lower reward now. It was very low risk, high reward before. Now it's like low risk, medium-ish reward, right? So here we got AMOT V4, pretty standard for this type position, faster ADS on the tunes there. And of course, always go for the optic you are the most comfortable with. 45 round extended mag, pretty basic there. High velocity ammo for the better consistency with the hit reg, and then also just making the gun more reliable in the mid to long range. We tune for the better range and better velocity there. The Fielder T50 barrel for the better range, velocity, and control. Nice little 3-in-1 bonus there. We tune for better range and steadiness here. Then also I go for the Harbinger suppressor. We're getting better velocity, better range, a little bit of recoil control here as well. It's a tad bit slower than Echoless, but it makes the gun even easier to use, so I'm perfectly content with that. You could go either smoothness or ADS speed there, then a little bit better velocity on the tune as well. Overall, still a very reliable gun, especially if you're looking for something that's simple and straightforward. It's still a great choice. Now at number 4, I've got the Kastov 7.62, definitely the most difficult rifle to use, I would say, on the list here today, but it's also one of the higher reward ones as well, because its TTK is phenomenal if you land your shots. This thing is, as we've talked about many times, the most powerful rifle in the category. It's an absolute beast. It just has a decent amount of recoil, so we actually basically just build this to try and counter that a decent amount while still making the weapon somewhat aggressive and usable. So again, we've got AMOT V4, 40 round extended mag here is the max, but the fire rate's a bit slower, so it's not like you're running out of ammo at a crazy rate like you would like with the M13 or something, for instance. So 40 is totally sufficient here. High velocity ammo, yet again, same reason as before. You're gonna see this on pretty much every single build here today, right? Better velocity and range on these tunes. We've upgraded from the Edge to the Ripper in this case because while Edge is a little bit faster, it's not gonna give you as much stability and, you know, feel as dominant, I guess, in terms of controlling the gun. So Ripper's a nice upgrade there. It's going to be a little bit slower, so just keep that in mind, but stability and stabilization on these tunes. Then I go for the Talon 5 suppressor here, very much so the equivalent of like the Harbinger, for instance. So better velocity, better range, a little bit of better control as well. We're tuning for even better velocity and a better ADS speed here. So definitely does help attack the recoil some, makes it a tad bit easier to use. Go in, practice with this thing in Plunder or in the firing range when they inevitably remove Plunder constantly. Get that recoil pattern down and you're gonna be good to go. This thing can absolutely fry. Then jumping into the number 3 spot, that bronze medal spot, I've got the M4. Old reliable, as I've called it pretty much since day one, curiously enough. This thing has just always been consistent. It's never been like crazy overpowered. It's never been weak and underutilized. It's just perfectly balanced in a lot of ways. It's easy to use. Its recoil is totally manageable. It's got a really good mid to long range TTK as well. Really just checking all the right boxes here, quite frankly. So again, AMOT V4, same deal as always here. I'm still rocking the 45 round extended mag here, but if you wanted to jump up to 60, you absolutely could, whether you're playing Resurgence or standard battle royale on Al Mazrah. Neither of these options is the wrong choice. It's just preference on, do you want more ammo and you want to be a little bit slower, or less ammo and a little bit more snappy, right? High velocity ammo, yet again, better range, better velocity on these tunes. No wonder barrel because the recoil is so straightforward. Plus, Harbinger is going to give us a little bit of control on top of that velocity and range yet again with the better velocity and ADS tunes. And high tower barrel also going to give us a bit of control as well, in addition to better range and better velocity. We're tuning for even better control and even better range, so no need for an underbarrel there. You're perfectly content when, and at least in terms of recoil, this build is going to be relatively straightforward, pretty easy to use still. Again, just learn that pattern, you're good to go, you're set. This thing is going to be very reliable, very straightforward, very easy to use. hence why it's in that top 5. Now, quick reminder as we jump into the final 2 spots here on the list today. If you guys are new to the channel or if you have not already subscribed, I'm your one-stop shop for all things going on in COD, whether it's MW2, Warzone 2, or DMZ. So feel free to hit that subscribe button to always stay up to date. And if you guys enjoy the video, let me know by dropping a like on it as well. And I want to give a quick shout out to my friends over at Gamer Advantage. Of course, you guys always see me rocking the frames. They're on all day, every day. The second I sit down in this office, they're on because they are game changers. If you are looking at screens for long periods of time, I cannot recommend these enough. It doesn't matter if you're gaming, working, doing school. These are going to help reduce eye strain, headaches. They'll even help you sleep better at night as well, which is a crazy hidden benefit of these. And I love it because it's actually noticeable, right? If you ever want to get a pair for yourself, Code WHosImmortal gets you a nice little discount at checkout. They offer prescription or regular lenses and plenty of different actual frame options as well. Yeah, the link for this will be down in the description below if you guys want to check out Gamer Advantage. Now, at number 2, I've got what made probably the largest jump in the meta right now, the Lachmann 556. I cannot tell you how much I've been enjoying running this thing lately. It is probably the easiest rifle to use, but it also is such high reward as well because its TTK is super competitive. In the mid-range, it's one of the best, if not the best, depending on how many shots exactly you're landing. And over range, it is right there with the best TTK rifles as well. So this thing has got it going on right now. Anyone can pick up the Lachmann 556 and do very, very well with it. This setup is all about control, but you could adjust it as needed. AIM-OP V4 yet again. 40 round extended mag once more. If you want to jump up to 60, if you're content with being that tad bit slower, feel free to do so. That's totally fine. Now, I don't use high velocity in this case because, like I said, this is all control, and I replace high velocity with the Ripper 56 under barrel. Same tunes here as always with stabilization and stability. But if you want that better feel of consistency with the hit reg and whatnot in the mid to long range, you could honestly get away with dropping the Ripper and throwing on high velocity because that's just how easy this is to use. But I'd recommend trying both setups and seeing which one you prefer more because this one is fun just because you don't have to work at all to try and control it, but you're still going to fry everyone, as we've talked about many times before. Echoless 80 suppressor here, better velocity, better ADS speed on this one. Then I also go for the wrap barrel, better velocity, better range, better control in this case. Again, the 3-in-1 combo there, better range and steadiness on the tunes for this one. Like I said, this one took such a huge leap with the buffs that it got with Season 3 Reloaded, and honestly, you can make an argument for this being number 1. But that said, at number 1, I've got the M13, mainly because this is also very low recoil by comparison, very easy to use, and it actually now has like the best long-range TTK of the rifles. And when you factor in its damage and its actual TTK and the fact that its recoil is so low, you get the perfect like recipe. It's the perfect storm for a great weapon, right? So absolutely deserving of the number 1 spot in my opinion. Surprise, surprise, yet again, we've got the AIM-OP V4 optic on there. 60 round extended mag here, you absolutely want to run. I would not do 45 because the fire rate is so fast, you will be reloading constantly. So 60 is sort of a necessity here. High velocity ammo, yet again, better range, better velocity on these tunes. No underbarrel once more in this case, but if you really wanted to max the control, you could change out high velocity in that if you wanted to. Instead, I'm going for echelon barrel, better range, velocity, and control yet again, with better range and better steadiness on those tunes. And then I've also upgraded from the Echoless 80 to Harbinger here. Once more, it's going to make you a tad bit slower, but it just is so easy to use with on there. That added control is definitely noticeable if you were to change between the two suppressors there, plus the range, plus the velocity. It's really nice to have all of that. Better velocity and ADS speeds on the tunes there once more. And really, when it comes down to it, this thing is just a laser beam. I love the feel of this post update. Like I said before, absolutely deserving of being called the best rifle in the game. And that being said, those are the top 5 best rifles in Warzone 2 right now after Season 3 Reloaded. That's going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. It would be seriously appreciated. And if you guys are new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications, and join us ultimately on the road to 1 million subs. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.